Good morning. Day 232. Oh, 233. Sorry. Day 233. I have a hole in my shirt. I had to fold the laundry. I got a hole in I love my New York shirt, but I loved it so much. It's got so many holes in it now. So yeah, day 233 of rowing in the morning. I just rowed. Got my power coffee. It's very creamy today. Anyways, I have a whole bunch of laundry I have to do. That's why I have my microphone in my shirt. So I hope you can hear me okay. We'll know when I go back and listen. So yeah, I started listening to my little rants to see what I can do, how I can improve, if I can improve. There's really no point to this page except for accountability and kind of like talk about what I'm going through and maybe have some input. Like I said, like input. People want to like reach out, be part of a community and stuff. So far, doing really good this week. Felt so much better than I did last week. I have not cheated. I have not binged like I was when we got home from work. So I'm really hoping that this will be like an ongoing thing. I mean, I guess it helps not really having anything to snack on, i.e. pork cracklins. So not having anything to snack on at home helps. Kind of have to eliminate things that you can't control. I mean, that bag of chocolate chips is still here. It's slowly being emptied, but it's not by me. I remember I had it wrapped up in saran wrap, really tight to keep the freshness. And when I got home, my mom put it in like one of those giant Ziploc bags, and she's like, "It was too hard to get to, and I need easy access." I'm like, all right, so whatever. When I buy chocolate chips again, I'm going to get them from like, not from Walmart. I mean, not from Walmart, not from Costco, because at Toll House chocolate chips are like, was it genetically engineered? I noticed that I was going to buy some cocoa powder, not cacao powder, but I was actually just going to buy baking cocoa powder. And I saw like a big thing of Toll House was cheap on Amazon. So I was just looking at it, and I went to the back and to see it. And it says in big letters, like genetically modified or like genetically engineered or bioengineered or something like that. Big letters. I mean, it's very transparent. And that's why it's cheap as fuck. It's like bioengineered from trash, I guess. I don't know what the hell else what they're doing to it. But anyway, so I did not buy it. I will not buy Toll House morsels again. To be very careful. I learned my lesson when I bought heavy whipping cream from Costco. When I decided to go back on carnivore, I was like, all right, cool. I decided to go on carnivore. When I was doing keto, I was a fiend with the heavy whipping cream. And at the time when I was doing keto, we also had the Costco membership. So I could buy mass quantities because they had like a shit ton of almond flour, coconut flour. They had like everything for keto baking. And cream cheese, sour cream, heavy whipping cream, eggs. Back then they had cocoa powder. I haven't seen Costco actually have cocoa powder. They have brownie mix, or the one by us, the one where we're at. They have that. But so when I was doing the ketogenic baking company in my apartment, I would buy all my ingredients pretty much from Costco. Then I get the erythritol from Swerve. Swerve was awesome. I stopped using it because I probably hit the microphone, so I'm sorry. Everybody was saying like erythritol was causing strokes and stuff. So I'm kind of glad I stopped using it. I was using it and eating it a lot back then. Swerve was awesome because it baked. I think between that and like, was it Splenda and xylitol, like out of all the fake sugars I used to bake, I think, or I mean, what do they call it? Like not fake sugars, but plant-based sugars or whatever. Excuse me. That was the best one. I thought I had the best flavor. Now I just use stevia, but it's like a little teeny tiny bit. And it says it's 100% stevia. I get it on Amazon. It comes from China, but I mean, I went and researched it, and like everything looks like it's good. But I mean, you can't trust anything you see on the internet anymore. My God, everything changes. It's crazy. Depends on who's paying for what. So yeah, going off on a whole thing. But going back to looking at labels, yeah. So when I decided, okay, I'm going to do carnivore and heavy cream, if you're wanting to do like modified carnivore or carnivore that allows dairy or whatever, I mean, it's allowed. It's a good fat source. So I bought 2 things of heavy whipping cream from Costco. I didn't look at the back, didn't even think about it. And I went home, made my coffee, my cream, and my stomach hurt so bad. And I bloated and very uncomfortable. And I'm like, what the hell? So I looked at the back of the carton, and it was like Carangetan, and I was like, oh. So that's one of the reasons why I stopped buying fake plant milk, because at one point I was just doing plant milk, buying it from Walmart. So it had like the Carangetan, I think it had like xanthan gum, just stuff to make it thicker. Because like I don't know if you've ever made nut milk. If you've ever made it from scratch, it's like pretty much white colored water, or depending. Because when I had my little nut milk maker, I would use pistachios, and those pistachios are expensive. I used to get them shelled. They were expensive, but that was a really good milk. I stopped getting it because it was expensive, but that actually did make the milk like green, like it does with the ice cream. So I thought that was kind of fun. But I think out of all the nut milks I made the cashew. The cashew was the best. And also the cashews would go in my mouth more than they would in the milk maker for sure. But yeah, I think with withholding dairy, I was just gonna go for 1 month, and at the beginning of this month, how bad I felt and how the intestinal issues I was dealing with, the digestive problems from not having an adequate amount of fat, I was like, well, shit, I don't think I'm going to go. If I didn't fix it and I didn't start feeling better, then yeah, I would have went back to what I was doing before August, except for cheating and eating like I did for my birthday, except for that. But I'm just saying, as far as like, I haven't had chicken all month either. When we're getting close to the end of the month, we have like another week and a couple days, and then we'll be in September. I cannot believe how fast this year has gone. I'm sure everybody is saying that. But yeah, I think since I am feeling much better, that I might go 3 months without dairy. So we'll see. Like I'm saying like a lot. I say a lot. I noticed that as well. So got to work on that, I guess. And just to see what 3 months without dairy will be like, being that I'm feeling better and I feel like my body's getting used to it. This morning I would have probably done something extra besides the row. My back is feeling much better. Yesterday we had snatches, but I chose not to do a full snatch. I was just doing muscle snatches because when I would lift the weight up over my head, I could kind of feel a twinge. So I was like, look, I don't want to like jar it and then jump down into a deep squat. I kind of want to figure out what's going on. And we have an appointment with our chiropractor today, and an hour-long massage. So we'll see if she can work out anything. But Georgie asked me, I don't really stretch. I do like the warm-up. I kind of just do the warm-up and then that's it. I don't really stretch or do any kind of cool down, and I should learn my lessons. Now I do specific stretches before I start that my physical therapist showed me for my knee. So I do something to kind of loosen myself up, but I don't do like stretches or anything. So he said yesterday, he's like, you remember the world's greatest stretch, the one from P90X? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, well, try doing that and see if that helps. And you know what? It did. I did. So I did it this morning in my back and my leg and my knee. It's like my whole right side, even my trap. Like I had like a knot in the back of my neck and just all the way down. My knee was bothering me on this side instead of on my left side. So the one where I had the surgery on, the one where I had a lot of issues with. So it was annoying because it's like my right side was pissing me off. So things feel a lot better. I just didn't want to really push it last night or this morning. I don't know if we're going to work out after the chiropractor. It's kind of like defeats the purpose, but sometimes I do it anyways. It depends. And today's kind of like a technique day. So it's not a CrossFit day. It's not a full Olympic lift day. It's just, technique stuff, which is beneficial. So I might do that today after work. Yeah, I'm excited in a way to notice that I am actually starting to feel a little bit better without having the heavy whipping cream. And I don't want to completely omit dairy from my life or my diet. I'm just trying to see if there's going to be any am I going to cut up better? Am I going to get leaner? And so far I have not. Actually, the weight has stayed the same on the scale. I'm not too upset. I mean, when I first started, I was 139 and I was like, oh my God. At the beginning of this month, I was like, I cannot believe how much weight. And I know that's probably not a lot of weight for some people, but for me, at the beginning of the month, I was 130. So I gained 9 pounds in a month. And that was all from just having a good time on my birthday. So I wanted to get back down to at least 130, and I'm just stuck at 136. And I don't know. I mean, I did the sardine fast, and I guess I did it right. So I lost a bunch of weight when I got back from New York. And who loses a shit ton of weight when they're on vacation? And that's because I was starving myself pretty much. I only had 3 cans of sardines a day, and I was up. I would get up. I got up in the hotel, did my little workout. I if you go all the way in the beginning, I did my little hotel workouts, and I even did my little, did my little YouTube, check-in. Hey, what's up? Here I am in New York, in Flushing, Asian town. It was awesome. It was actually really cool. And the buffet had dumplings and the rice. I mean, I like the fact that it was it was something culturally different. I appreciate that. And that was the thing, at work when we were talking about the diversity. And I was like, oh, that is really cool. We get to we have a lot of people from other countries. And it wasn't that kind of diversity they were wanting to focus on, which I thought was kind of weird. Because I'm like, that kind of stuff is kind of stuff that is outside of work. I'm like, at work, you meet people from different countries. The other stuff is I don't know, that's coffee room talk after all the shit that you're talking that can be considered as inappropriate. I don't know. I just thought it was very odd. But yes, I always like to try to be, and I appreciate that with George as well, because he's not picky. Oh my God. I know people who are still picky eaters and they're almost 50. That is wild to me. Oh, I won't eat that. I don't like the texture. But then again, you're old enough, you know better. You know what you want, what you don't want. I get it. You still want your chicken nuggets. It's cool. And no, I do appreciate that with him, because even with meal prep, I'll talk to people and they're like, oh, I can't do that. My husband won't eat it. Well, fuck your husband. He's a man. He's a grown man. If you don't like what I'm eating, if you don't like what I'm making, we have 2 options. You can go fuck yourself, or you can go buy your own food. So, But I guess people don't speak to their spouses the way how I speak to mine. That's, you know what? That's them. So yes, I wanted to get my laundry folded a little bit because I have no clean underwear. I have no clean socks. My socks and my underwear are very tiny. So like trying to paw through it, like, you know, it's dark in the bedroom. I wouldn't want to like, I mean, I guess I could paw through it and hear like a raccoon in trash and find what I'm going to wear for work today. But see, like, I think I wore that yesterday. So yeah, I wanted to get my laundry folded. And I try to get things done. I mean, honestly, if I wouldn't wake up the house, I would vacuum right now too. Get that done and taken that done and out of the way so I could have more time on Sunday, because we're working tomorrow, on Sunday to cook and hang out. And I'm just doing a light meal prep on Sunday. It's just 2 beef shanks, and I think I got like 3 packs of Wagyu beef from Walmart. For the cats, I started making them little meatballs, little raw meatballs. Like 1 package will last a week. And I'm going to add them some vitamins to it. I got some vitamins coming in from Amazon just to give them a little bit more nutrition. They're very upset that they're not able to go outside and kill the rabbits. And the rabbits, like Georgie showed me pictures yesterday, the rabbits are in the yard. We've never seen them in our backyard because the cats were killing them. They're in the backyard. There's little baby ones, and that's Big Brother's favorite. Baby bunnies he would bring home. I don't know, one time he brought home one that was still alive. And I woke George up because I had it in my hand. I was like, oh my God, it's still alive. I'm like, Georgie, look, he's a baby bunny. And he's like, throw it the fuck outside. We're not keeping it. So anyways, it jumped out of my hand and my other cat killed it. And killed it and immediately started eating it. So I was like, well, that's that. And I remember one time, Annie, like I let Annie in the house. She was outside. I let her in. And I didn't realize she had half of a rat. I didn't notice. I just opened the door. And I guess she like had it down by where like you couldn't see. I couldn't see it. It was like down by the thing. So anyway, she like grabbed it and came in and she's playing with it. So it was the bottom half too, which is really gross. And she's over there playing with it. And I was like, well, let the other cats smell it so they know, like the ones that are like strictly inside that have never been outside, that were born inside. Let them smell it. Let them see what it is. Like, I want them to learn what that is. So they're smelling it, growling at each other and playing with it for a minute. Then I threw it back outside. And Annie, I threw her and that back outside. I'm like, okay, you can go eat that up there. So yeah. And my clothes are all dark. They're tiny. It's hard to find them if they're all jumbled up in my laundry. So just to make things easier, I like to have it folded. It's not neat. You should see the way how I have my clothes. I have to go through all my shirts again. I have to toss them because I have so many t-shirts. I have to like rotate them so I have more of a fresh inventory when I come on here instead of wearing the same thing over and over again. But usually my sleeping shirts are just big, holy, gross shirts like this one. And this one was actually not mine. It was given to my mom by my niece. And it just somehow made it into my pajama t-shirt. My mom's up. Anyways, so yes, doing good. Today's Friday. I hope you guys all have an awesome weekend. And please let me know if there's anything you want to, like a topic or anything or whatnot, or if there's anything that you want to tell me. Constructive criticism, I guess. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know what you can really criticize. This is literally me just coming on here talking about carnivore, how I'm doing, how I'm staying on track or not, which actually right now I am actually staying on track. Doing really good. I guess the big thing is just not having shit around the house that's easy to grab and go for. And if you want a snack, like let's say I was craving mint chocolate chip ice cream, and I actually bought mint flavoring for ice cream because I'm going to attempt making egg yolk mint chocolate chip ice cream. I might try that Sunday. I don't know, but I'm going to make a small batch. I'm going to make like a half a batch. I'm not going to make a whole one because I wound up eating that whole thing of ice cream. I guess not everybody in the house is as into that kind of shit as I am, because they would just rather would have the real stuff, which I haven't, excuse me, I actually haven't had like real ice cream in maybe about a year, maybe. But what I was getting was I would get the waffle cones dipped in chocolate with rainbow sprinkles. So like if we would go get like Cold Stone was the best one because like they had the dipped cones. They first of all they made the cones fresh, but they have them dipped in that thick layer of chocolate, and they had to have rainbow sprinkles on it. And I remember one time they didn't have any made, and I waited patiently for them to make me one. But yeah, and if I wanted like something in it, I'd ask them to put whipped cream in it. So I mean, I try to be as conscientious of my cheats as possible. Like I got away with not having ice cream for so long, and I was like kind of just really wanting it. And oh, I made it from scratch. So okay, let's rewind. I did make ice cream for my birthday. I actually bought heavy whipping. I bought raw heavy whipping cream, and I made a chocolate and I made a vanilla for my birthday. Didn't get into it because I decided I made even the chocolate carnivore cake. So I made myself a chocolate carnivore cake, and I made myself ice cream. I made enough if anybody wanted to try it. Let me tell you, nobody wanted to try that shit. I didn't even try it. I ate all the crap that I made that was not good, and and yeah. So I actually did make ice cream, and I had it the next day because I was like coming down from a severe sugar high. So I ate that, and that's probably why, with all that sugar and carbohydrates, and you add on all that fat, just retaining all that water is why I like gained so much weight so fast. I mean, I don't know if 9 pounds in a month is a lot of weight. Sometimes I'll gain that in like 2 days on my period, or I used to. I haven't had that kind of weight fluctuation since I started carnivore. So it's like positive things with carnivore for sure. Even with keto, I don't know, maybe it was because with keto, I still had vegetables and stuff like that. And it turns out vegetables were actually causing me a lot of gastrointestinal issues, which I noticed since I cut them out. I don't really miss them, but I do take a green powder. So I think maybe on Sunday, if I have enough time, I'll go over all the supplements I take. And I know a lot of them are not carnivore approved. I think all of them are probably not carnivore approved, but I've been taking them for years and they've always been doing me well. And it always showed up well. Because I get my blood work done twice a year because I take testosterone. So like I noticed my calcium was down, like everything was down, and I started using these supplements and I haven't stopped because my blood work was so good. So I'm excited to see, because some of the stuff I take is like CoQ10, fish oil. I take a greens powder. I've been taking this greens powder since 2003 or 4, or maybe 2007, because that's when I started working at the health food store. And I started taking that. And I mean, I've always noticed my underwear. I always wear black because I swear if I ever wore I commend these women that wear white or light colored underwear and pants, because I would haul off and shit my pants. I would have my period, even though I'm not supposed to. I would fuck up those pants in like 2 seconds if it was light colored. So everything I have is black, and there's another reason why I like to fold everything before I put it away, because trying to dig through this and everything's black, try to dig through it and everything's tiny as hell, and it could be forever for me to find it when I can just take care of it right now. Trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I guess. But yeah, I mean, I would gain mad weight sometimes on my period, but I would also stare eat, and I didn't do it this time. Like I was super hungry, and I mean, I kind of like snacked. I wouldn't say it was binging. Okay, I would snack a little bit before working out, but I was like miserable and tired for like 2 weeks before, and now I feel great. I feel like I'm eating right. I feel like my energy is definitely back on track. And if we can get my back situated, I'm sure I can really tear it up in the gym again. I'm showing up and I'm doing it. It's just that I'm kind of holding back on some stuff, like doing full snatches. And I love snatching. Clean and jerking, cleans, no, because they bother my knee. So I always do a power clean. I don't like dropping down in the hole for cleans because it just makes my knee hurt still. That's like the one. That's like the one thing. I'm sorry if this is like keep hitting it, but I'm just going off. Sorry about that. It's Friday. Any plans for the weekend? I'm going to be working tomorrow, and they told me that they have Sundays open. And man, I would if we were in the apartment and if I was in my 20s, I would work like a whole month straight. I really would. But being that I'm not in my 20s and we have a house, and I mean, I have great energy. I think I'm in good shape for my age. I'm still my age, and I don't want to just be in a dusty ass place all the time either. When I worked at the bakery and when George was in boot camp, I was making $6.50 because it was like back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and early 2000s. But yeah, I was only making like $6.50, but I worked so much overtime. And that was back when we had a punch clock. We had a card, which I liked because it was just easy to track it. So my paychecks per week were like nothing. They're like, I think $250 after taxes and everything. I made them take out the most. I even took out extra because I wound up owing taxes one year. And it was fucking ridiculous. I'm not getting paid enough to owe shit, but so I always had like a little extra taken out so we wouldn't have to owe. My overtime, because I used to work like 12, 14 hours a day, so 5 or 6 days a week. My overtime money, and I never counted it, so I don't even know if it was correct, because they would pay me more. They would pay me for like my 40 hours, and it was literally like fucking nothing. But I got paid every week too. Back then, that was when gas was like, I think gas finally was like $1 like 10 or something like that, or maybe it was still like 90 cents. I can't remember. I still had a laminated driver's license. Like we didn't have like the digital printout ones. We had a laminated one. Something's buzzing. I don't know if it's what I'm listening to, but the laminated one, my picture, it had like a choke collar on because I was such a dirty punk. But yeah, but my overtime money, that cash, I never touched my paychecks. My paychecks went right into the bank. My overtime money paid for everything. Paid for gas, rent. I always save up because my rent was like $400. I lived at George's parents at the time. Excuse me. Make sure I don't have anything on my face because the bubbles get all over your face. So yeah, in my food, I think like it was like $20 for me to buy my groceries for the week because I pretty much just ate tuna fish. I ate cans of tuna fish because at that time I was doing Atkins. They didn't have keto. It was Atkins back then. So I was just doing the tuna fish. And I remember my aunt, I don't know if I talked about this, but my aunt was super deep into Atkins. So she was very heavy and she lost a lot of weight. Like, I don't know how much. Maybe, I'm sure it was probably over 100. I don't know if it was over 200 pounds, but I think it was like 100 pounds or maybe a little bit more than that. She was so into Atkins that she her roller derby name was the Carb Orator. Because I told her, I was like, you always talk about, low carb and Atkins. And I was like, why don't you have your roller derby? Oh, her and I did roller derby together. I got her into roller derby. How I got into roller derby was when we moved down from North Carolina. I was dancing at a club and I met this guy and he looked like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. And we were talking and he was telling me he was in a band. I was like, oh, that's awesome. My husband and I told him I was married. Terrible stripper. You're supposed to be in character. And I wasn't never really in character. I was pretty much me. I don't know how to not be me, except for when I'm drunk. That's a different story. But I wasn't drunk at the time. So we were talking and he's like, yeah, I'm in a band. And somehow roller derby came up. And he's like, oh yeah, they're starting a league in Tampa. He's like, if you and your husband want to check it out. And I was like, hell yeah, I want to go out. I was like, George and I grew up here. Excuse me. But we were gone for 5 years when he was stationed in North Carolina. So, it'd be nice to meet people, make friends. So he told me about it. And I went to the practice in Tampa. So anyways, I told my aunt about it and she got into it. So I told her, oh, you know your name. My name was Bullet Bill from Bullet Bill, Commander of the Ba-Bomb Squad. It was a very long name. Very long and forgettable. I mean, if I would redo it again, I would probably be Murder Chimp or Swear Wolf or something like that. I don't know. I don't think I can do it because my knee's fucked up. So I guess it's time. That's when you're like, we still roller skate. We used to roller skate religiously. Like after I got arrested and I'm like, we need to do something besides drink. Like we need a hobby. And Georgie's really good at roller skating. So we started roller skating. So we were roller skating like 4 days a week because the rink was open, we would go twice or 3 times. We would go Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then we would go like for adult night, like on Wednesdays and stuff like that. So we were skating a lot. We just kind of got out of it when we started doing the Highland Games. Because I was like, well, we're doing Highland Games. We don't really want to fall and, fuck up our wrists skating. We haven't done it in a while. And now it's like we can't seem to find time to do it. So I'm trying to see like maybe if we bring our skates with us like on a Saturday. Because Saturdays we go and work out in the gym. We used to just go straight from work to the rink. So we might do that. I might get back into skating because I started to get really good at it. I was terrible at it. For derby, like Georgie, I couldn't even turn around and go backwards, okay? I couldn't even like stop. I had to like crash into a wall just to know how to stop. And for roller derby, you have actual stoppers. You need them. But for jam skating, I have toe plugs, but I like know how to stop now. But when he was training, when he was like, taking me to the rink to get me to be more steady on my skates and to be, being able to fall and get back up, he would have me skate in front of him and he would pull the skate out from under me so I would fall. And he's like, you need to learn how to fall and get back up. So I did that a lot. And people are watching us and they're thinking that he's being a fucking dick. You have to explain like, no, he's helping me train to get into roller derby because I cannot fucking skate. And I've gotten a lot better. He even bought me a pair of Diamond Walkers, which are pretty pricey skates with like really good plates. I forgot what the plates were. But yeah, that was like a hobby that we were really, really, really like into. That I'm sure we'll get back into again because we haven't really been even practicing for the Highland Games. Like on Sundays is when we practice. And I feel like kind of a dick, but it was like something that was nice for him and I to do. At first, there was nobody there. It was nice. It was something for him and I to do together. Then all of a sudden, it became a whole thing. So now there's a whole group of people and they're bringing and now it's a whole group of people, and George and I stopped going because I got annoyed because one of them was like, can I use your, because we have all the implements, we have all the weights for all the weight classes. And I'm like, can we borrow that? And I'm like, I'm using it. And I'll bring it right back. So I was like, fine. I let him borrow it, and I didn't see it again for the rest of the practice. I had to actually go over there and go get it from them. I'm like, we're leaving. Can I have this back? Thanks for bringing it back to me earlier when you were done with it. So I told George, I'm like, fuck these people. We're not practicing with them. They're annoying. I know. And that's the problem. Like, it's like I try to get into like with roller derby. I made a lot of good friends. Don't get me wrong. I made some really awesome friends, but also it's clicky as fuck. CrossFit, clicky as fuck. Everything is clicky. And I mean, I guess it's just the way how it is. Any kind of group of people, they're going to have like their cliques and stuff. That's kind of why I like this community. I mean, I'm sure like the whole, just like with any kind of community, it's going to be toxic. There's going to be cliques. There's going to be, well, I follow this guy's methodology or so-and-so says, but then so-and-so says something else. And then there's like a whole issue. And it's kind of like, well, do what you want. And so we're allowed to do that still. Take advantage of it. It looks like I have shit on my face, but maybe I don't. So anyways, yes, I'm going to go ahead, and I got my clothes folded while I was doing that. I'm going to go ahead and get ready for work. I got to finish this too. I got to go ahead and get all of these clothes put away. I just wanted to say thank you so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.